All right, Facebook, you are in for a treat. I am here with the sexy, scandalous, amazing, talented cast from Now Apocalypse. Roxane, Mesquida, Avan Jogia, Beau, Mirchoff, and Kelli Berglund. Welcome, guys. How are you?
Great.
Great.
Okay, I may have, seen a preview of this show, and it is, you guys are in for a treat. It's really something. I mean, I would love to hear a little bit of how you would describe it, because it is a little bit sexy, a lot bit sexy. It's a little bit scandalous. It's funny, a little sci-fi, a little crazy. So, give me a little preview of how you all would describe it, because it's,
I mean, it's like Technicolor. It's like a Technicolor dream. It's one of the craziest things I've ever read, and it's one of the craziest things I've ever watched. It's unlike anything else on television. Everyone knows where everyone's watching so much TV nowadays. It's like this actually stands out from the rest of the show. I mean, I think it's about these four people who live in Los Angeles and their kind of journey through love and sex and relationships and their own identity and their own career paths and trying to like find themselves. And my character's a bit stoned and a tiny bit, a lot of it sexy, a lot of it stoned. And I'm a little bit paranoid about the dating scene and the fact that there might be aliens in the dating scene.
I mean, there's always aliens in the dating scene.
Let's be honest,
right,
there is. There's real reptiles out there. And it turns out I may or may not be right.
Okay. And Kelli, your character, give me a little preview, because I feel like there's some complexities there to her.
There is. She's layered. She's Yuli's best friend. So, sort of his anchor a little bit, brings him back to Earth when he is floating away.
Yeah.
She's I think she comes off a little bit aggressive at first with her sense of humor and the way she talks to people and the way she dresses is very like in your face.
The style, by the way.
Thanks. But that's what I love about her. She does have her insecurities, her vulnerable side, her relationship, and her career is going not so well, but she sort of discovers this new path. Being a cam girl gives her this sense of confidence, and she applies that to the rest of her life and blossoms into a whole new woman by the end of the season.
And then we've got the two of you, which are very connected. So tell me a little bit about how you two work into this tangled web of friendship and all of that.
You know when like two worlds collide?
Yes.
That's basically what it is. You know?
Sparks fly.
Yeah.
You see the eternity in the other person's eyes.
That's right.
I have to say, I feel like I might be wearing too much clothes for this interview. I mean, there is, I mean, not to spoil anything, but there's a lot of...
I've seen you
it's
guys
very
both
revealing.
I've seen you guys both very naked.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
I've seen you all.
It's liberating.
Yeah.
I've seen you all really
Y'all are
naked.
great.
Almost all of
Good
your
job,
scenes
guys.
are naked, yeah. But
More naked scenes than not.
I see you naked. I see you naked. I don't see you naked.
Not in person.
Not in person.
No.
But our characters,
Yet.
for just
We don't know.
I'm sorry, cut you off.
No, sorry.
Is very much in love with her and just wants to be with her. She's way out of his league and smart. I think
don't
so.
Say that. No.
Well,
She's smarter than
Yeah,
you.
you know what
she's
she's
much smarter
saying.
than
Right.
on a different level. Let's say that. Ford, ticks some other boxes maybe, but not really into intellectual.
He's just really handsome.
Hemisphere. He's very handsome.
Not very smart.
And she loves him back for some reason.
Or not.
or not,
That's
sometimes. But in all seriousness,
She
this
loves
show,
him in her own way.
in her own way.
Yes.
Okay. To be continued.
But very French, actually. Very
Right.
French way.
In all seriousness, this show is bringing amazing stuff to television. It's very inclusive. It's very diverse. We're seeing pansexuality. We're seeing bisexuality. All different levels of queerness, which we love here. How important was it for you guys? Because I know you're all allies to the community and have been for a long time. What does it mean to be a part of kind of this, new wave of stories that are being told on television?
I just love it, first and foremost. What's I think really cool about the show is it's not like blatantly saying anything. It's just showing.
soapbox.
They are
It's
who
not a
they
soapbox.
are.
It's just they are who they
Yeah.
are, and they're
It's a shining
interacting.
light, right? It's treating it like in a positive sense,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And rather not getting hung up on the trials and tribulations, and getting more concentrating on the joy of sex
Yeah.
and the joy of these identities.
The three of you have had a lot of success on previous TV shows that were like a little bit on the younger side in terms of content. This, even though it is about young people, seems very adult, very edgy, kind of next level. I'd love for you to kind of like speak on that and what that is, for you.
It's it's an interesting transition. I've never been happier than ever as an actor. I'm very grateful for what I did in the past, but it is quite opposite end of the spectrum.
Yes.
But again, I always say, the people that were watching my previous show were 16 at the time, and now they're 20, 21 years old. I think we're in a world now where shows like this, and yes, the show is outrageous, but I think the world is partially becoming more accepting to it, and especially the younger generation with social media and just what they're exposed to, I think they're more willing to accept this show. And I go into it, I'm like, this is a lot, going into it, but I just hope they really take something away from it. Not everyone's gonna like it, and I know that, no matter how old you are with this show, but again, I hope people just really take something from the show regardless of what was in the past, and we all grow and we all change, and this show represents something really great. So
they're already writing naughty fan fiction about you know what I mean, that they're acting like these people were writing crazy. I have Tumblr, I know what's up, I know what you guys are talking about. So
He sees all you have to
you know what I mean? So you know what I mean? So I always find that young people have a sophisticated palate. We talk down to them. We say that this is their kind of television programming or whatever. So for me, this is the type of show that, has always been what to me an 18-year-old or 19-year-old should be watching.
Yeah.
There's a lot of program that's programmed to that, but it's it doesn't really deal with any kind of depth or
This is
heart.
real.
Right?
Yeah.
And this deals with death and heart and real characters and real
Life.
situations and
Yeah.
multifaceted ways of being a human being, 1,000 ways. It's not just pretty high school jock is upset with pretty high school cheerleader who doesn't want to go to the. It's that kind of standard straight down the line 1980s version of people and relationships. This is much more accurate of
Right.
real.
Mm-hmm.
We're creating new pathways, but were once indelible are now being kind of eroded.
Yeah.
And making a new way to kind of deal with sex and
Sure.
relationships. It's
And
cool.
there's so many people represented in the show with
normalizing
with
it.
with
Right.
yeah, we're just we're not treating it like it's this. We're not pandering. It's not for millennials. It's just
Right.
the world as Greg and Carly see it.
Why is it so important for you to be an ally? Because I think with someone like you who has such a platform, it's so good for the fans out there to be reminded why it's important for you to support us.
I started this idea, Straight But Not Narrow, which was trying to get straight allies to speak up and be against apathy, because apathy to me is the biggest. It's silence is violence, right? So if your friend is being persecuted for who they are, whether it's sexual orientation or race or gender or whatever, of who they are, and you say nothing, you're just contributing to the. If it's actually worse. I mean, I remember in the playground being made fun of. The things that I remember aren't necessarily what was said. It was unsaid by my friends, And so I really wanted to force that, and that was the thing. I was okay, so look, and I felt only correct talking to straight people about look, pull your shit together, come on. You know what I mean? If you're gonna, we need to be way better. And so and of course the conversation has changed and things have accelerated, and I kind of in this, this, and to be able to do a project like this, where I think that really shows the whole spectrum, like you're saying. It's not this kind of black and white, straight, gay, boy, man, boy, girl, sort of binary world.
Right.
There's such a spectrum to sexuality, and Greg's work has always really explored that, which is always why I loved it, and I think this show does that too.
I think it just comes down. That's the whole thing. It's human. I've never understood the opposition to it. I've never understood why it's such a thing. That's the thing. It's so normal, and it's why is there so much hate behind it? And thank God for a show like this too, that we're celebrating a whole spectrum of sexuality, and people even finding being liberated through sex. Just we're very powerful female sexual characters, and that's kind of where we take the reins a little bit, which is cool.
Sexual agency.
It's just so great. People it's just, I've never understood it. I really haven't. I'm just, it's it makes me mad, what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing is to try to understand it, though, so
Yeah.
you can fix it, right, as well. That's what's so cool about being an actor, is you put yourself in other people's shoes.
Exactly.
And being you have this bubble you live in, and it's, if you're not trying to be empathetic or see what it's like to live in someone else's shoes, how are you going to see what their condition is like? So it's about asking the question, like, oh, what's that guy's or that person's
You learn more. You're
life
more
like?
informed.
And
as
then
well.
try to make
Yeah.
everyone a little happier.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
I love that.
Kindness is cool.
It is cool.
Kindness is cool. You hear that?
You're
out
cool,
there,
man.
everyone? Kindness is cool. Last question. Okay, I want you to describe the show using only one word, and you guys cannot repeat each other. So
Oh my
Kelli,
god, I'm
going...
starting because I
Yeah,
feel like
you're-
people are
okay,
gonna steal my word.
You're starting. You
Alright.
go.
Unapologetic.
Oh my god.
Oh.
No, but it's so true. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
no one is apologizing for what they're doing or who they are, and I think that's important.
Yeah.
We should all be like this.
Yeah.
Unapologetic. Boom.
Psychedelic.
Psychedelic.
God, that was my word.
Oh my goodness.
Should have gone first.
Blossoming.
Blossoming.
I used an adverb.
Very good.
difference between that?
Nah, dude.
Unique.
Unique. Very good.
Keep
Unique.
it simple
Yes.
with the unique.
And thank you guys for wearing our GLAAD together.
Of course.
And reminder, those are available at glad.org/together.
And these also, they don't go through our clothes, which is
They don't.
Magnetic.
Magnetized, so they
Yeah.
will not ruin
they're
your
fashion.
clothes.
Yeah.
They're fashion safe.
Exactly.
It's a big
Thank
thing
you
for
guys
Evan.
for
Yeah.
watching.
Oh, yeah.
Reminder that Now Apocalypse starts March 10th on Starz. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys. See ya.